There we go. Okay.
So I guess the tone was reasonable and hopeful. We have a good bat now.
Good.
So, do you want to start by us throwing a proposal on the table and see what you guys think about it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, actually, let's take a look here. There are some opportunities for Keurig. I mean, there are some good things that Keurig could get if we make a deal, or if you decide to make a deal with us with Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. And I think that the most important one it is that you, Keurig, you would actually know what your direction is going to be, because you don't really know if you're going to offer the K caps, or if you, I mean, by yourself, or if you are just going to sell these K caps to someone else like us, to other roasters. And also, if we make a deal together, I mean, if you decide to sell or to close a deal with us, the company, Keurig, the company's cost would decrease and the revenues would increase. So it's a big opportunity for the company to close a deal with us.
I feel like our direction is clear. We recognize we don't want to go just regional because we're not maximizing the value of the K cup. So we clearly want to be under the umbrella of someone. That is our clear direction. And that's why we're reaching out to GMCR, because we want to make a deal with you. So we want to make it clear to you guys that we want to partner.
Keegan, are you okay with, I emailed you kind of a proposal on what, are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's great.
So our proposal in partnering with Green Mountain Coffee Roasters with you guys is that we would like 6 cents per cup in royalty, and acknowledging that it's going to take some new equipment and some different things to get the K cups manufactured. We'll, for the first 2 rounds of equipment's supposed to last about 5 years. So for the first 10 years, we'll split the equipment 25%. We'll cover 25% of your equipment. And we'll give you exclusive rights to the K cup for the first 2 years. And we'll give you 3% equity in Keurig.
That is a pretty good offer, but we don't have very much experience in packaging this in this line of work. So I don't know. I think that we really need to renegotiate as far as the equipment goes and what it actually takes. Maybe you guys have to do more that first year to kind of help us get on our feet to figure out, to figure it out.
So we would bear the full cost of packaging lines. We go with the True North. Let's see.
Because it says, so the GMCR has no experience with packaging lines as complex as those required to make K-cups. Oh, I see what it's saying.
So what if we upped that to 35%, where we covered 35% of the equipment for the first 10 years?
Yeah.
That's a long time for us to cover equipment for something that you're going to make money on.
Yeah. That is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, actually, it sounds really good because we wanted, how do you say it, exclusivity. And, well, that's actually what we were looking for. So it's a pretty good deal.
So we would help with the equipment for the first. We'll do 35% the first year, and then 25% or first round that should cover 5 years, and then 25% the second round, which should cover another 5 years. But recognizing that you're kind of going out on a limb too, we'll give you 2 years exclusive rights, and then after that, we'll be looking to grow the company. So we would be looking for other opportunities at that point. Obviously, we would want you to succeed, and that's why we're willing to invest in the equipment. But I think we could grow globally too if we were able to branch off after the first 2 years of exclusive rights.
Hmm.
What happens if you meet and say, Dale, is this meeting over?
I guess. Yeah, that is
so.
Yeah.
And I looked at the break-even analysis too, at 25%, which is no, we're going to go 35%. Your break-even. So on average, there's 34 cups of coffee per office.
Yeah.
So you would only need to get into like 1,400 businesses that are average coffee drinkers in order for you to break even at a 75%, where you're covering equipment at 75%. So it's going to be even lower if we pick it up to 35%. So I think even within the first couple of years, we'll start seeing some pretty good growth, both Green Mountain Coffee Roasters and us. So I thought putting that together, it was a pretty good deal. Where we have a copy of your financial statements, and it doesn't look like you guys have a whole lot of cash, but being publicly traded, I think you have the opportunity to maybe post more stock and getting some more investment, and that could be an easier route, and that's why we'd be willing to give up part of our company for it.
And with our numbers, that's just with offices too. That doesn't even account for like food distribution and homes, correct?
Yep.
So the numbers are, they're not optimistic. They're very safe, would you say? Is the right word?
Yep.
So that's just the projection with offices, and that's just one part of the market.
Well, I agree with that. It's aligned with what we wanted, with what we were looking for. So I think this is gonna cause a good growth for Curix and for GMCR. So I would go. How do you say that? I'm down.
That is a good deal. But there is one more thing that's kind of on my mind. And
I don't want to do this. No, I'm kidding.
What if this product really takes off and then you guys get noticed by someone with deeper pockets, like a national roaster like P&G? And what if they step in and go to buy you guys out? Where does that leave us?
You own 3% of the company, so you still get money for it.
I know, but if our whole company's based around that, then we basically have to take the next brand, and then we're competing with someone that's way bigger than us, and it's the same brand.
Well, so you would have exclusive rights for the first 2 years anyways.
Yeah.
So we would negotiate that into a sale. So that would continue on even with another buyer. And we still have a commitment to you through the equipment. So even if we were to sell in a short period of time, I think you guys are still protected in multiple ways. You would own equity in the company. You would have, exclusive rights for the first 2 years. We're investing in the equipment 35% for the first round and 25% for the second. And we would either have some kind of cash value on that to where we would just pay you out for it, or we would make it to where that continued with whoever bought the company, if that's how we went. And by that time, you would kind of have you would have built branding around the product anyways. So if a competitor were to come in and buy us and then be a competitor for you, then it would still be difficult for them to get in because you would already have a lot of the market with the first 2 years being exclusive.
Plus, GMCR, your whole company is not going to be solely based just on us because you still have other outlets of revenue.
Yeah, that's true. But we just feel like we're investing a lot into this, into you guys, and into this deal. So we don't want it to go belly up. But that does sound pretty reasonable. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to do it.
Did I mention we have 8 flavors?
Oh. I thought this was kind of funny that it was a discussion about coffee.
They probably did that on purpose so that we didn't know anything about the companies.
I bet that's right. I bet that's
My office is huge coffee drinkers though, so we've gone through 2 Keurigs in the last 6 years.
Oh, really?
Yep, my office uses it a lot.
They have hot chocolate Keurigs.
Yep, and they also have apple cider.
They have herbal tea, right, or something like that.
Probably. I don't.
Yeah.
They've only made me go shopping for the coffee once because nobody else. I think everybody else didn't do their expense report, so I was the only one with a corporate card, and I didn't buy anything that they liked because I had no idea.
You had no idea what you were buying.
Right. It was like, I'm just going to get a bunch of this, and nobody liked it. And so I was like, fine, don't ever send me shopping for coffee again, and the problem's solved.
That's funny. Yeah, like I think about 98% of the people of the company I work with are LDS.
Huh.
So I don't. No one drinks coffee. Everyone's addicted to those energy drinks, though.
Yeah.
Because the company I work for, they own I think they own almost 30 gas stations, and so like Rockstar and Monster, they bring us a bunch of new flavors all the time to our office. They're always in the break room, so everyone just goes in there and just like has a heyday with those things. Funny. But anyways.
So do we want to write it up where so for the deal, Keurig gets a 6 cents per cup royalty.
Is this for is this for the assignment? Sorry, I haven't even opened it.
I think we're supposed to do hang on. We're supposed to do a recap of okay.
Oh yeah. So
I posted the assignment. It said to successfully complete this activity, to list the key items you need to prepare for a tough negotiation. That's all.
all right.
And I listed some of the key points before we began, but it can be edited, of course.
Yeah.
That would be key points.
Okay. Let's I guess while we're talking about it, we might as well type it in, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys see the stuff I kind of set up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think some of the other things that we need. Sorry, what was that?
I said I don't care if it's edited. I was just trying to. I just put some titles and some info to go off.
I think the other thing we need to know is leverage.
That's true.
What?
I cannot find this thing. I have to go find it in our emails.
And I think another negotiation item that is kind of really good that they talked about a little bit, it was a walking away point. Like at what point you just say this isn't going to work and you walk away rather than like rehashing and rehashing and rehashing and ended up like in the heat of the moment compromising when you shouldn't have.
Yeah. Well, from my understanding from the case, is if the negotiation didn't go like they wanted it to, then they were just going to withdraw completely, and then they could still make money off just producing it themselves and selling it, right?
Yeah.
But the idea was to, if they were to, bring in someone else, then their production costs would be way lower, and they would be selling a lot more product, and their margins would be a lot higher. So it almost made sense to do it, but
Yeah.
they could have fallen back on their original plan,
Well, I think this is asking for the assignment. It's asking for broad terms, not just for this case. Develop a list of key items you need to prepare for a tough negotiation. So, like one of the tactics that like used car salespeople will use is they'll keep talking and they'll keep going over a deal and going over a deal until they kind of wear you out, and then you're more willing to agree to something just because you've invested so much time in the conversation that you wouldn't have otherwise done.
Yeah.
Like I went in and bought a car. I had cash. I said, this is the car that I want. This is what I'm willing to pay. And they came back and said, okay, we agree to that. And I still was in the dealership for like 4 hours. And I'm like, I am leaving if I don't get the keys now.
Yeah. They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just bought mine off Craigslist. Owner, just quick, sign the title over to me, done.
Yeah. So is that the whole assignment?
That's it.
Yeah.
Very much this week.
Huh. Well, I think we are supposed to at least go over what we decided
Mm-hmm.
in,
We're
in the
supposed to do
video.
I exit out of it. We're supposed to do like a 3-minute recap on what we came to conclusion with.
We came to the conclusion that GMCR would be missing a great opportunity to increase in profit. And even if we were to leave for a larger company, they would still receive profit because of the equity percentage.
Yeah.
We made
I
a
guess we
deal.
I guess we could go through Okay. What actions did your counterpart take that were particularly effective? I think you guys brought up a point that I really didn't think of when we were structuring the deal on our end, and that was that we could market to another company and sell, and then you guys would be kind of in bad shape.
Yeah, because it'd be like our competitor, but
Yeah.
if it was a company way bigger than us that had deep pockets,
Yeah. So that was effective to kind of get us to. It was kind of an emotional thing too, because we're running a company as well, and we we want it to be successful, and so
yeah.
it was a good point.
Yeah, but I think overall, I think the deal that we came to conclusion with was, it secured us for at least 2 years to be able to have a big lead on the rest of the market. If you guys did decide to sell after 2 years or whatever, and we'd still make money off the deal if you guys sold. And so I think overall it's a pretty fair deal.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy how many different ways, these business decisions can go.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't imagine sitting in like a boardroom with a bunch of people trying to figure this out with all those different opinions.
Right.
It'd just be, and then you got all the lawyers in there too. I just couldn't even imagine. But yeah, it's crazy. Well, what do you guys think? Should I stop the recording?
Yeah.